Hello everyone. In this video we are going to talk about the evolution of plants. So let's start. So we are going to start with plant diversity, and the first question that we should ask ourselves, what is a plant? So a plant is a multicellular eukaryotic organism that is capable of photosynthetic process. For that reason, it is described as an autotroph. So I want you to pause here and ask yourself about these keywords. So at this stage, you would be expected to know the difference between a multicellular and a unicellular organism, the differences between eukaryotes and prokaryotes, and autotroph versus heterotroph. So the question that we are going to go through in the next slides is that. So by evolution, plants' ancestor were actually green algae that were living in aquatic environment. Then at certain point in evolution, they started to colonize the land and they started to live in the land. As you can see, this is a transition from one environment, which is the aquatic one, to live in the land, and the conditions are totally different. There are some harsh conditions on the land, and the question we are asking ourselves at this point, how did the plants evolve to survive the harsh conditions on the land? So in the next slides, we are going to see the different types of adaptations that the plant evolved to survive the harsh conditions on the land. Also related to this, we can see that there are four main groups of plants, and these four main groups actually reflect the evolutionary events that helped the plants to colonize and to spread on the land. So the first group was the non-vascular plants. So these are plants without the vascular tissues, and as we will see later, the vascular tissues are the xylem and phloem. They help the plant to absorb the nutrients and water and to distribute the photosynthetic products like sugars in the different organs. So these plants were lacking the vascular tissues. For that reason, they were the primitive type of plants. They were the first type to colonize the land, but because there is no transport system, so this type of plants, they were closely associated with the presence of water. So they were dependent on living around water, because this is the way they will get the nutrients and absorb the water without having a vascular tissue. Then the next step in evolution was the appearance of the seedless vascular plant. So as you can see here, this type of plant started to have the vascular tissue, and as we said, vascular tissue helps the distribution of materials within the plant, so they started to grow bigger compared to the non-vascular plants, but they were lacking the seeds. So again, this is the third step now in terms of the evolutionary steps, and now we started to see plants that have seeds, and this is the third group, which is called the Gymnosperms. So Gymnosperms are plants that have seeds. Then the fourth step was having these seeds, but in addition to that, this type of plant evolved flowers as well. So we call them the Angiosperms. So as you can see, these two types, the Gymnosperms and the Angiosperms, they have seeds, and the seed help the dispersal of plants. So as you can see, by moving through this evolutionary pathway, the plants became more capable of colonizing the land, became more capable of spreading in different areas of the land.